Hey guys, how are you doing today? And this video is going to be about basically going to high school. And I'm doing this video because I'm in 6th year now. I'm a prefect at my school, and while we're doing induction days, a lot of people seemed okay. We have quite a good induction days here. We do quite a lot of activities to introduce the new primary 7s to high school. But I know not every high school does that, and a lot of people are going to get more and more anxious the closer they get to high school. So hello everyone that's watching, if that is you. I think the transition to high school is sort of different depending on what primary school you go to. If you already go to a pretty large primary school, then I think the transition may be a little bit easier. Me personally, I came from quite a small school. In primary 7 class there was around 10 people, 12 people. So yeah, going to a school of maybe 120, 140, to a high school of 600 and something. I have quite a small high school. Is pretty hard in itself, let alone any bigger. But you don't need to worry about it, and this is why, and I'm going to tell you everything you need to know. So, hopefully you've had induction days, which shows you more around the school, more about your subjects, more about your teachers. And certainly from my experience, I was terrified. I didn't have any confidence. I was one of the quietest people in my school. I was so shy. I didn't want to talk to anyone. I was in sort of my case. And I didn't really talk for the first 2 years, especially not in induction days. I was terrified to go to primary school. I thought people are going to flush my head down the toilet. They're going to steal my lunch money. They're going to bully me. They're going to show me the wrong direction. And, none of that really happened. None of it happened at all. A lot of the times, in your first days, you'll still be shown around by prefects. If you're from my area, you don't even know. If you recognise me from being the prefect or showing you around, I'm once again showing you around the school for the first week. You get another week with us to show you around all your classes. But, not every school has that, but most schools do have a map. I know at my school in particular, there's a map on the ground floor, and then on each floor there is where to go. There's basically signposts of where to go. If you're not going to high school, that seems to be in place, then certainly go to your prefects. They're not. I know it's terrifying. They're 6th year. They're huge. I'm a 6th year. I'm not too huge though. So just imagine them as me. I mean, I'm just random and talkative and scared at life just as much as you are, I guess. So just try, if you're lost or if you're really really nervous, try and talk to a prefect. You'll probably know them from a blazer or a badge. Sometimes other people that you used to know at primary school and maybe the year above you will help you out. I know in first year, a guy called Chris, in the year above me, who used to go to my primary school. We were really lost and he showed us the right direction. But I would say ask just the prefects or people you know, otherwise they may show you in the wrong direction. There has been incidents where some people in the lower years have been asked by S1s, first years, where to go, and they have shown them in the wrong direction. And that's not good for anyone. There's a lot of immature people at primary high school. That doesn't really change at all. The teachers are also very understanding. If they shout at you because you're late, then they have no right, to be honest. It is terrifying. It's a pretty scary experience. And, that's okay. It's okay to be pretty nervous about going to high school. It's a natural instinct. And if you're not worried about going to high school, that's okay too. There could be... Certainly I found that people were nervous. Most of us were, but even if we didn't show it. So what other things are you probably worried about? Classes, being late to classes. I don't think that'll really matter for the first week or month. As you will get to know the school building, and the teachers will be very understanding if you are late for a class. Your timetables may change, as well as you might get locker keys. Depends on what school you go to. I know at my school it looks like timetables will be changing hooray, which is just a nightmare. But honestly, everyone at high school is going to support you in their correct positions. Not necessarily other students because they're a bit annoying. But certainly your prefects, your sit-theirs, your teachers, your senior staff, so your head teacher or your deputy head teacher, and any other staff, like we have librarians, they'll all be helpful, they'll all understand, and if they don't, then they're evil people, and I think you should make their life hell, but don't say I said so. Also, some of the things to have on your first day. Certainly, your timetable may change, so probably bring your PE kit. Even if you don't use your PE kit on the first day, you can always put it in your locker. So it's quite handy to do that on the first day, even though it means a big bag, but it'll be cool. Also, pen, pencil, sharpeners, rubber, ruler. Have all that, and you won't get shouted at. I would probably advise anyone at high school to have all those things. And most people don't, unfortunately, but yeah, try and become prepared and you'll probably get brownie points just throughout high school. They won't, no doubt, no one will be overly angry if you forget something, but yeah. Going from class to class is also something that a lot of people probably will be worried about because there's so big crowds. There's crowds everywhere and then you don't really know where you're going because everyone's rushing past. Take your time. People will be very much aware that they are first years, that you guys are in the building, and hopefully if they're sensible enough they'll understand and they'll help you out if you need to. Not everyone at high school is very mean. No one's like, oh, first years, obviously there will be the random person that says, oh, first years, blah, 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 blah. Ignore them. Everyone's first year, everyone goes through this, and you're definitely not alone. But high school overall is a pretty fun experience. I mean, the first 3 years are pretty much just a good experience. Obviously, then you go into qualifications and exams, but you don't even need to think about that yet. Don't worry about that, honestly. Enjoy yourself first. I'm gonna sit there, hooray. Yeah, no one steals your lunch money, so don't worry about that. And you won't get your head flushed around the toilet. That's just a lot of nonsense. I'm not saying that, high school is just sailing. Obviously, there will be bullying, but it's not as widespread as everyone thinks, even though it does happen. I think in every school it happens. People are people. People are twats a lot of the time. I mean, you see that in the public as well. It's not just isolated, but you don't need to worry about it, certainly not. And if something does happen and it does upset you, then go to your prefects, go to your teachers, go to your senior staff, and they'll sort it out for you. There's no need to be scared because, there are people there to help you out, there are people there to look after you. But overall, high school is about being more independent, and certainly as you get more into high school, you will become just naturally more independent and you'll start to find your classes more. It's just a process. You'll get familiar quite soon and yeah. I don't really know what else to say. I'm thinking about what I was like in first year. Making friends. Oh, that's a big one, making friends. The first year can be quite hard for that. But over time, your friendships will develop. Your friendships might change, but that's nothing to be scared about. I certainly was a loner. I was a loner for quite a while. But sometimes that's good for personal development as well. But having friends is difficult. I mean, I would just say try your best to talk to people. Say hi or introduce yourself and say how are you and mainly when I was making friends I was like, oh, the subject sucks, and then usually someone would be like involved or say something like, yeah, it does, I hate so-and-so, and then you can sort of have a conversation. Even if conversation starts like that, or say, how was your summer holidays? That starts conversations up, or even just a hello, and how are you, sort of thing. It's difficult, but I would say try and talk, try and make the most of the experience. I know that's really scary. You don't know each other that well yet, so it's just a work in process. work in progress. I can talk. If you do have any more worries about going to the high school, then please leave them down in the comments below. I will get right to it. I'll either make a video or respond to your comment immediately, or when I next get on to online and see them. Because I do want to help you guys out, and I want to just reassure you guys, because I'm gonna sit there. Someone needs to reassure me about university. I'm terrified. But I'm a prefect, so I guess I'm a good source, I think. So yeah, I hope this was helpful in some way, guys. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you later.